at Cubs Week, I then saw the four of you guys, Matthew Montgomery, Lee Fantanzi, Tami, Kumalo, and then obviously yourself make the SN19 team. And my goal and dream was that to be there with you guys. It's a picture that I sort of, had in my head, and an idea that I was like passionate about. And for me, it was a proud moment. It was the first time KZN had 4 players in an SN19 team at once. So that was like really, really special. On top of that, those very 4 guys had contributed in us having a brilliant week and actually winning the Cubs Week for the first time ever in Dolphins history. Dolphins won the Cubs Week. So the cherry on top for me was just seeing you guys making it and then also winning the Cubs Week. So that was really, really special. How was that for you?
Listen, I want to go back in winning that. I never thought we'd win Cubs Week. Honestly, I felt having you as our coach or assistant coach really did help us a lot. The way you spoke the game, the way you spoke to individuals really did help us a lot. A lot of guys did not believe in themselves, and you come with your energy, with your more motivational things, I promise you it made a massive difference in the team. And going into that week, I knew that we had the strongest team, right?
Yeah.
But we still had to play the game.
Before you carry on, let's talk about what happened prior going to Cubs Week and what sacrifices the guys made prior actually arriving at the week. Do you remember what you guys did?
Wait, I think, do I remember? Wait, did we not train on... Was it New Year's?
Yes, we trained. We trained the end of December.
Yes, yeah, we
so
did.
So 30th, 31st, first,
the first, yeah.
Second. And I think we had to leave on the 3rd.
Yeah.
So we trained 4 days. Sacrificed New Year's.
Which has never happened before.
Yes, never happened. To prepare for the week. And then we got to the week and we all had prepared extremely well. So for me, the purpose of me bringing that up is that I had felt that we prepared well for the week. Not that we had done anything special, but we were far ahead of the other teams because we knew and we had prepared, because we even made those training sessions intense.
Yeah.
So that we can ensure that when we get there, we are at a level where we want to be and want to compete and try win Cubs Week. So that was, for me, was really nice because I remember those sessions were optional.
Yeah.
But literally all the guys that made it went out of their way to be at those sessions. And it was interesting because I'll never forget, there were guys that I believed were more talented in our team. But because they didn't prepare as well as the other guys did, they didn't do quite as well at Cubs Week. They did contribute, but didn't make the SN19 team. Yeah. And the guys that did prepare actually are the guys that made the SN19 team.
Yeah. Obviously, it has never happened before that we train 4 days before we go to Cubs Week. I've been to, 3 Cubs Weeks, and that was the first time. And going into that week was, obviously, we had trained and we did back ourselves. We did well. I felt there was pressure amongst the team. Like, when a lot of guys stay for extras and you want to leave, but you actually look at these guys, you're like, no ways. I have to train.
That's good pressure. Yeah,
it was good pressure. Yeah. And I'm not trying to go down on you or whatever, but it was because of you, to be fair. It was because of you. And winning Cubs Week, first time ever.
It just sparked that thing to believe that formula works.
Yeah. There was no better feeling.
Yeah, for me, it's mentally get yourself into a space where you believe you can do something. So when you've done it over and over again and at the right intensity, you're most probably going to feel that you're able to execute when it comes to the game.
Yeah.
And I felt like we were ready. And everybody was in the zone and it was really, really good. One of my learnings at that week was I'm a very motivational guy, intense, high energy. But I had a balance of a guy who was very calm. Fabian Lazarus, who was the coach at that time, but he had a very different approach, very laid back, you know, your typical Durban way.
Yeah.
But we had to have him because he balanced.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? He balanced the two with someone like myself. And then we were able to go to the week and do what we did. So there you guys are. You picked for India. Time to go to India. How was that? Oh yeah. Wait. In actual fact, I have to tell you guys this. You guys, I'll never forget this. And I was so proud when I saw this. Is that you guys didn't go to India and all of you buy iPhones. You guys thought you were cool. Huh?
No,
you guys thought you were cool.
No.
All of you came back with iPhones. What was that? Talk to me about that.
Let me tell you. When we obviously won the Cubs week, everyone was excited, and the guys that made. Honestly, to be fair, I felt you should have been in the coaching staff. Obviously, they had their own ideas or whatever, but yeah, that's besides the point. We went to India. We had not great phones really. We got meal allowance, good money. First thing we did when we got to India, the second night I think we went to an Indian shop. Well, there's a lot of Indian shops. There's only Indian shops. And if I was someone that, even if I get like my mom gives me 5 rand or 10 rand, you know, I'd make sure that I try and use that money throughout the week, you know, and not be broke. So I was able to. I did not struggle in terms of how I use my money and all of that. But yeah, it was really really cool getting those amounts of money, and you know, something new to me.
No, that's proper. That's proper. And then let's talk about the transition now. You guys finished with SN 19, and then how do you then transition from SN 19 to becoming a semi-pro or a pro? What happened there?
So at under 19, I was still in school. I did play a couple of games for the B side, but in order for me to play, I knew that I every after school every day I'd hit balls. Yeah, I'd make sure I ball, because I want to play professional cricket after school. I want to make this my job, if that makes sense. So I worked hard, and then I played a few games when I was still in school, and then straight after school I got a contract with the B side.
Yes.
And things got easier for me. And then not that I did special in the B side, and I was fortunate enough to get contracts with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
So the interesting thing is, what I like about this podcast is I'm targeting guys that, and yes, I will speak to guys that are also big shots who've been playing pro tiers, and guys that played Dolphins for a while, but you guys are still in the beginning of your journey, or a couple of seasons or a couple of years into your journey. So how was that for you? Because it's still fresh in your mind. Like, now I'm a cricketer, I'm getting paid to play cricket. Like, I'm a full-on sportsman. I'm a sports star. How was that for you?
I felt pressure, because I knew that I'm now getting paid to do this. You know, I have to go to training. I can't miss training now. I'm not in school anymore where if I feel lazy, I'm just going to lie in bed and say, no, I'm not. Now I'm getting paid. You know, I have to be, it's my job now. I have to be at work. You know, if I'm not at work, what happens? You get a warning or whatever, and you get fired. So for me, I took cricket when I got a contract. I took cricket as a job, and I made sure that I was strict on being early, being on time, and making sure that I'm there.
And so how is it for you? Walk into the change room, you had big names around you. How was that? How did you feel about that? You know, guys have been playing franchise cricket for many years. Some even played for South Africa. How was that for you in terms of like walking into the change room?
For me, I knew from under 19. At under 19, I was, well, they can say I was a big shot or whatever. But I knew going into the change room, in the Dolphins change room, there were Keshav Maharaj, David Miller, Kaya Zondo, those guys have played for, like a decade now. They
Yes.
played professional cricket. So I knew learning from those guys would be the best thing for me, not try and compete with those guys. They've been there for forever, So for me, it was learning from those guys and making sure that I take what I needed from them instead of just trying to compete with them, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yes. So during that period, for me, it was interesting because it was a really strong squad. They then also performed. You didn't get the opportunity as many opportunities as maybe you would have liked.
Yeah.
And then from there, you decide, or you then move to inland. You moved to inland, and then how was that transition for you to go from Dolphins now to inland?
For me, I had an option of staying at the Dolphins, but I was never promised a game time. And for me, I felt at that age I really wanted to play cricket, and that it's the only way you learn is to be out in the middle. So I got an option of going to inland, where I'm gonna bat where I wanted to bat, and I'm gonna play almost every game. And instead of staying at the Dolphins and not sure if I'm gonna play, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna humble myself and go back to Division 2 cricket. I mean, I didn't play semi-pro for long, so maybe this is why it's happening. I have to go back,
Yes.
learn a lot more about my game and improve my numbers. But I took it that way. Really, I never took it as a negative thing or whatever.
No, that's proper. And then the one thing that I have to say that I've seen and I've learned is just like when you came to Northwood, it's funny how history repeats itself, or the person's habits or attitude comes out. So when you came to Northwood, you surrounded yourself with people that you thought could help you improve your English.
Yeah.
When you got to the Dolphins, you felt as if, you could get closer to Kaya and them and David and obviously Kesh and learn from them and that sort of thing. So now you then decide, okay, I'm moving to inland, a branch off. Now I need to take control of my career, try to grow as an individual and then go from there. And then how was that period for you, like being at inland, finding yourself as a player? How was that?
Fortunate enough, I'd say it wasn't as tough as I did not know Mike Smith. He was the head coach there, and he made everything easier for me because he backed me. That's exactly what I look for in a coach, to back me and obviously to correct me if I'm wrong in my cricket or training or whatever. But I felt Mike Smith really did make things a lot easier for me, and he batted me at 4. He played me every single game, and I did pretty well, I feel, in terms of having a coach that backs you, or the environment where I'd obviously at inland there were no superstars. Then I had a choice of focusing in my game and improving my game.
So that helps. So fast forward, you had inland, you have a second year at inland.
Yeah.
And then inland get promoted. Currently right now, you then decide you're moving to the Warriors. That's where we are right now. And how, and what are your aspirations, what are your thoughts, and what are your goals with that move going to the Warriors?
Obviously, before I made that call, I've asked a couple of guys that have played for Warriors, and I've asked them about the conditions and how the environment is down there. And because my goal going to inland was to play in PMB for 2 years. And regardless of they get promoted or not, I'm going to go somewhere else. I feel being away from home will make me grow a little bit in terms of, I don't know, lifestyle or in terms of my game. But I've asked a couple of guys and I felt, why not? Let me do this and just see.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's only one way to find out.
Nice. So I think, and not ready to close off, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts on, you then get called to the National Academy after seeing other peers of yours being called and you weren't called, and then finally getting your opportunity. So the reason why I say this and I bring this up, once again, history repeats itself. when I listened to your story and when you spoke in the beginning and you spoke about Wanda making the provincial team and you not making the provincial team.
Yeah.
Right? And then now, friends get picked for National Academy and you don't get picked. But somehow, you seem to prevail and end up where you want to be. So how was that for you, the National Academy thing?
So straight up in under 19, there were a lot of guys that, not a lot of guys, but like the main guys got selected for National Academy, like Matthew Britsky, Jivashin Pillay, Van Tonda, all those guys straight from under 19. And that was my goal, you know. Straight up after an under 19, I want to be in the National Academy. It did not happen the first year. And I kept on believing, you know. It's funny. I just worked hard. I believe in hard work. I believe if you work hard in something, it will pay off eventually. You know, eventually it will pay off. So I worked hard, played with Samsanga Kumalo, Lee Fantanzi, and Tando Ntini under 19. When we finished, they both three of them got picked for National Academy. I did not get picked. And I was like, cool, because they played Division 1 cricket and I played Division 2.
Yes, yeah.
Which was fine for me. I honestly believe it was going to happen. You know,
At some stage
it was going to happen.
Yeah.
As long as I work hard and you know. And when I got the call, I wasn't surprised really. Because I knew that I've been putting in the work. So, yeah.
And there it was.
And yeah.
So that's pretty good. And I think just to close off, and I think your journey, and I wanted people to hear your journey, and I try to obviously dig deep into the journey. And I think, what are the words or what sort of lessons would you like to share with other people that want to become professional cricketers?
First of all, I'd say hard work. I know it sounds like a cliche, but hard work does pay off. It does pay off. If it doesn't happen today, if it doesn't happen tomorrow or next month or the following year, it doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. You know, if you work hard, eventually, if you work hard towards something, if it doesn't happen that way, but you will definitely become something better.
Yes.
You know, and I feel discipline as well. You know, knowing someone. You know, if as black people, we very, when it comes to time, we lack in terms of that.
Yeah.
So I feel, for me, what I know, it's something I should do, and it's not a what is it? I'm not.
It's not an achievement.
It's not an achievement if I'm on time or if I'm there or whatever. It's something that should be done. You know. So I feel hard work and discipline will take you far.
Yeah. But that's pretty good. And then just on a more relaxed, and just to finish off the podcast, just snap fast, quick questions. My first question that I ask everybody I start with is, who do you pick? Virat Kohli or AB de Villiers? Who are you picking, boy?
For me it's Virat Kohli.
Tell me why? Why Virat Kohli?
I just love the way he goes about things. I just love the energy in him with the, and cricket. He's loud and, I just love Virat Kohli.
Sure, but anyway, moving on. Next one, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Which one for you?
I'd go with LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad choice. even though I'll pick MJ. And then my last question: what's like your favorite food and stuff? What do you enjoy?
I love pasta with pasta that's creamy, a bit of chicken in it.
A bit of chicken in it. Yo.
I love pasta.
From a location to Kulmakajan, a bit of chicken. I don't play games, bro.
Okay. Pasta mama with a bit of chicken. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, no, that's proper. But thanks for pulling through. This has been a great chat. And hopefully we have another one like in years to come, and things have obviously gone well.
Yeah.
And all the best at the Warriors. I hope everything goes according to plan. Enjoy it. Learn as much as you can. Take care of the controllables. Don't allow things that are out of your control to get to you. And just look to add value. I think if you do that, you know, the people around you will love having you around. People sometimes get frustrated and they forget that even not playing and adding value still puts you in good stead to be kept around when it comes to contract negotiations.
Yeah.
So all the best with that. Enjoy it, make the most of it, and take care of yourself, man.
Thanks, my brother.